How did the Justice Department, that would be Biden and Trump one and two now Justice Departments, by the way, how did they weaponize against him?
Well, if you go back to 2016, which we're learning about a lot about now, about what was going on with the FBI, what they did to Donald Trump as soon as he came down the escalator. They were spying on him illegally. Carter Page, Michael Flynn, Kash Patel, Devin Nunes. If you put yourself in that frame of mind as far as what was going on, completely behind the scenes with the three-letter agencies, then it makes sense as to where Mike fell into that, into the first administration, when you have an FBI agent who decides to keep this case to themselves, and the Eastern District of New York, which is Brooklyn, who were doing this on their own back in 16 to 20. That puts it in perspective as far as like happening under Trump. People always say like, well, it happened under his investigation against him happened under Trump. I said, well, look what they were doing to Donald Trump during that first term. Okay. So that they were absolutely off the rails in that time. And we have a Obama appointed judge. All the prosecutors were appointed by either Biden or under Obama. You have a system that has kind of, again, gone to a much more political, underground, darker place where it's veiled. A lot of it is completely veiled. And I've learned that now, since the last couple of months, since Trump got into office. I've spoken to several people who said I should have been involved in this case, and I was not. I was walled off from your husband's case. And that was shocking to me, that I knew it. Like, I felt like, how could all the FBI and this and that not know what's going on here? And they didn't, because they weren't told. So you have a small amount of people who have one agenda, and it's not the American people's agenda. It's a political agenda. Why are they arresting my husband a week before the 2020 election, when it's about China, when all the actual players in this case had fled the country on the FBI's watch? There was what did they get? They got a NYPD guy who had retired and did a couple days of work in 2016. Why would they have that? Why would they make this big press conference with Christopher Wray and John Demers and a lot of other players that you're going to start to hear more about in 2020, about the 2020 election?
They obviously had their eyes on it and they didn't want anyone else to know what was going on.